everybody, and welcome back to the United Stand. It is the countdown to kick-off. It is the opening league game of the season for Manchester United at the Theatre of Dreams at Old Trafford, and it is against Arsenal, and we are live. I am joined with Jordan and Mordzs, and we are so excited. The Premier League's back. The countdown to kick-off show's back. Yep. I mean, the vibe is just unreal.
It's sunshine in Manchester as well.
I know, it feels like being in Marbella, doesn't it, Jordan?
almost. Marbella, we're here. Yeah, really good to be back. I was just saying, just before we went live, doesn't matter how big the gap is from sitting in the chair with you guys, it's literally like I did it yesterday, so great to be back.
Yes, Mordzs, we did the little preview show with Ricky the other day. Shout out to Ricky, who will be watching from Marbella, I think. He's somewhere in Spain, so shout out to him. He's gutted to be missing it, but that was interesting, wasn't it?
I mean, like, if anyone's not watching it, please go back, just so you can understand the context of what we're going to talk about. But yeah, I think there's a lot of mixed opinions going into this season between certain players, especially some of the underperformers last season. I think there's a lot of mixed opinions on those players, which is pretty much most of them, let's be honest. But look, today we're going to get to discuss all of them, and I've got my opinion on some players anyway. I know Ricky's got his, and you probably send a voice note in halfway through the show.
He will.
But yeah, I'm excited for the season anyway.
We've got loads of stuff to bring you guys, so make sure you stay tuned, get everyone on it, get in the comments, get your super chats in, because there is so many topics to discuss. We've got fan opinions coming into the show. We've got other people who work within the United Stand. We've got their predictions coming into the season. And this show is driven by you. It's a community-based channel. So we want everything you want to talk about, get it in the chat. I've obviously got a plan of what we're going to do and things we're going to discuss. But anything you want to talk about, any polls that you want us to run, get them in the chat and drive the show. But yeah, I am excited, extremely excited. I mean, first things first, we've got to get into some of the news that's come out. Waiting for the team news, and we're going to try and predict the team, which is going to be very, very interesting to say the least. Team news will be out shortly, and when that's out, we'll bring it to you. But a bit of breaking news coming out from very reliable sources. We had Laurie Whitwell of The Athletic break that Rasmus Hojlund is out of the Manchester United squad, which is a clear message that he needs to leave the club. And we also have from Simon Stone that it is very likely that Andre Onana will not start in goal for Manchester United today. Digest it. What are our thoughts? I'll start with you, Mordzs, we'll start with the Andre Onana thing. Yeah. Are you surprised at that?
Not, if it's based on an injury, then not really. He's not played any pre-season game, and I know as a keeper it's a bit different, but really you want to keep that sharpness, that match sharpness up going into the season, and I think you need that as a goalkeeper. You want to be like 100%, because we can't be having Onana start and then first shot he's dropping the ball and he can't come out to claim a corner because he's not done it in an actual game for 3 months, you know what I mean? So realistically, we need our goalkeeper to have that game time, or we want him to have that game time leading into such a huge game of the season. So if it's based on match fitness and sharpness, then fair enough. If it's based on anything else, I think that's crazy. I think that's insane, because I don't think Bayern is our best keeper. I think they're both probably the same level, if we're being honest. Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, we do need a little bit more context as to why he's not there. I mean, for me, I'm hoping it's a message to the board. As savage as that might sound, I hope it is a message from the board. I sat here, I think it was on one of my last shows, and said that I did not want to see him in a Man United shirt again. And I still stand on it. I'm not going to allow a summer of optimism and to change my view on the pain that man has caused us over the last couple of seasons. For me personally, I would have prioritised a new goalkeeper above some of the other signings that we've made, but I'm sure we'll get into that at some point during the show. So if that is a message to the board, there's still time to make a signing and bring a goalkeeper in, and I really, really would love us to bring a new number one in.
Well, yeah, without sort of kind of going off track for what we're going to talk about later, I do think the fact that we've pulled out of the Baleba race, which, by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if we re-enter if the midfield falls to pieces again today. Let's see how it goes. But I don't accept not getting a goalkeeper if we're not going to get a midfielder. We have to sign one of them. For me personally, midfielder is my priority, but I've said this multiple times, if you don't buy right, you buy twice. I would rather go and buy a top goalkeeper than go and do a 50-50 midfielder that might work or might not, and eat into the budget for a potential Baleba next year. I would rather be patient and get the game changer, get a Baleba. because, United over the years, sometimes we've gone cheap, we've gone for that, for example, I think Ugarte is a great player. Great may not be a strong word. I think he's a good player. I don't know if he's going to be good enough to be a starter for us if we're competing for Premier Leagues. We spent 50 million on him. Good squad player. I think he will do well for us. I think he's overly criticised.
Yeah.
But we wanted João Neves. João Neves is different gravy.
Yeah.
He's insane. So what I don't want us to do is go down that road again and half kind of go for it and then not have the midfielder. So if we don't go for that midfielder, which we were planning to do with Baleba, there's no excuse to not go and sign a goalkeeper, in my opinion. Yeah,
and I said this before in other shows. One problem that United have had over the last year or maybe even 2 years is we've constantly signed squad players.
Yeah.
And we've gone out and we've got someone like Xerxes, good player. I don't think he's supposed to be a starter for United if we want to compete for a title. Ugarte, another one, good player. He's not really supposed to be starting for us if we want to go and compete for a title. Even someone like a player that I really rate, someone like Dorgu, I rate him a lot. But is he at the level of a Premier League contending team? Not right now. You know what I mean? And there's probably by the end of the season, he will get to that point because I can see a lot of potential with him. But we need to go out and buy starters. Let's go and buy a player that's going to come into the team like Cunha and Mbumo and Sesko, what we've done this season. Yeah. Players that are going to come in and be good enough to start every single game. But like I said, we're talking about the midfielder situation with Ugarte, bringing in a £50 million player who's not good enough to really start for us if we want to be competing, it's not good enough. So we need to go out and get like a Baleba or like a whatever other names on the list, and I don't know, Wharton or whoever it is. But we need to go and bring in top quality, elite starters into the team.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think we've been linked to Hojlund. He's got an Arsenal tattoo. That's not for me.
I heard about that today.
That's not for me.
It's wild.
As good as I actually think he could be. I just don't want someone with an Arsenal tattoo. I just don't, especially when we're playing Arsenal today. And Wharton I would happily take, but it's just what deals can Man United pull off with 2 weeks left of the window, just under 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we can pull off something spectacular, but a goalkeeper should be top of that list. Couple of super chats to read out. I've also just been sent a rumoured starting 11. I don't even know whether to say it because it is literally just a rumour. We might bring it in when we go through our starting 11. Alan Casey said, Beth's our secret tactic. I don't know how, but thank you. LA Red Devil says, 3 months subbed, a 26 years supporter. Thank you guys for everything. Beth always looking lovely and the lads always amazing input. GGMU. What a lovely super chat in there from you. Thank you very much. LA Red Devil, it's like LA weather here. Wish you could see. If you go into Old Trafford today, bring your sun cream. It's very, very nice. Jay says, not addressing a second choice keeper for 2 seasons in a row is seriously poor. Even Kepa for 5 mil would plug the gap. Midfielder was a no-brainer too. Good point from Jay. And, you've just touched upon there, Mords, about getting players in who are good enough to start and good enough to, be competing as a starter for United. Do you think that's why Jordan Hojlund's sort of been shown the exit door? According to good journalists, that Hojlund has had a sit down with Manchester United and Amorim's backed the club's decision that he needs to move on and find minutes elsewhere. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with it anymore. There's 2 areas of the pitch where you are a lone soldier, and that's in goal and up front. There's no excuse to not perform in those positions. And it's fundamental that you get those 2 areas of the pitch. I know every player needs to be correct, but there's 2 specific areas: your goalkeeper and your striker. And for the last 2 seasons at least, both those ends of the pitch we've really, really struggled in. And a new manager coming in who didn't sign either of those players should look at that and go, they're the 2 areas of the pitch I need to attack. Hojlund's a nice guy, he tries, but trying isn't enough. We need someone that is clinical in that position. And I don't think Amorim needed to leave him out of the squad today to send that message. I think the fact that Cunha started more games than him in pre-season up front was a clear message that you are not my guy. The fact that we've been linked to various strikers, first, second, third, fourth and fifth choice strikers all summer was the biggest indicator to Hojlund that, look, you are not my guy. If we went for one striker and he couldn't pull that off, and then when I did fancy that one striker hasn't worked, I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket, and Hojlund would go, okay. We literally tried to sign every striker from the sun. Everyone. We were linked to every striker.
Can I just say, I'm gutted we didn't get Ekitike. He looks good.
Yeah.
He looks so good. But I'm hoping Sesko's going to be good as well. Let's see.
But yeah, I don't think he needed to leave him out the squad today to give him that message. I think the message was loud and clear to all of us. And I appreciate the message of him coming out saying, oh, I want to stay and fight, I want to stay and fight. But it gets to the point where you actually go, you're not going to play. Like, I just don't fancy you. So he should look to explore other opportunities.
Yeah, just another update. I don't know if it's because of injury or maybe it could be another Hojlund situation. Rob Dawson has just said not confirmed. Rob Dawson of the ESPN, not confirmed, but suggestion that Andre Nana isn't in the Manchester United squad at all today. So, interesting, because we heard he was going to be fit and back for the Arsenal game. Maybe he's had a setback, we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But it could be a similar situation to the pivot into a goalkeeper and they're like, we need him.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know that because we haven't really been linked.
Yeah.
We tried to get Emi Martinez on loan.
Well, yeah, we didn't pick the phone up when do you want to send him to us on loan? Like, that's not really being linked to a goalkeeper, is it? Like, they haven't gone out, balls out that they have for strikers and midfielders and made it known we want to sign a goalkeeper. And there are goalkeepers out there that we could get. Like, there's some really exciting goalkeepers that we could go and get. I know today there was, was it last night, there was rumours about De Gea coming back and all this stuff and whatever. But I'm on about serious, credible links to goalkeepers. It hasn't really happened this summer.
Well, let's see. I mean, just on the Hojlund thing, I just hope we don't do the same thing to Sesko that we did with Hojlund. Like, Sesko has got way more experience. And I'm going to be honest, the minutes I've seen of Sesko, he's predominantly been when he's played in the Champions League and when he has played for Slovenia, with the watch-alongs and stuff like that we've done. And
don't remind me.
every time I've watched him, I've not been like, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. But the people I speak to that I really do, like, I know that they watch a lot of European football, have told me that they think he's got unbelievable potential and they really rate him and they think he's going to be a serious signing for United. So I'm hoping that they're kind of right. The only thing is for me, Hojlund was brought in at such an unfortunate time, put so much pressure put on his shoulders. He was asked to be the senior striker after half a season, in Serie A. And it's just, I do think he was dealt a bit of a bad hand. But then again, at United, you're not given all the time in the world, and you shouldn't be. You have to perform. And at the end of the day, Sesko is Amorim's guy.
Yeah.
I think Sesko has got more experience, even though he's young, and has now got a much better team around him to succeed.
That's the key. The 10s behind him are a complete game changer.
And Xerxes, I think, way better than Hojlund. I know he's a different type of striker. Sesko's like the Hojlund type of striker, which is why he's going. I honestly do think Xerxes, I've said it so many times, I think he's got it in him. He can play multiple positions, but I was just, at that Europa League final, I was thinking, when can we bring him on? He was such a better option. So I can understand when you've only got Premier League football, no European football, like, Hojlund does have to move on.
I think with Hojlund, I do agree with what you're saying, but my thing with Hojlund is that first season that he had with Ten Hag, when I think he got like 10, 15 goals, whatever it was, and everyone was kind of like, okay, there's something here. There's promise.
Yeah.
For me, if he had played bad in that first season, I would have held my hand up and said, you know what, it's a bit unfortunate. The player's this, he's into a bad team, bad manager, whatever you want to call it. But I think the fact that he had that season, and then we played the next season, yes, we changed the manager and whatnot, but then that's when he fell off. That, for me, is where the concerns kind of come into it. Because it's like, can you then still complain about the players you're playing with? Can Hojlund then say, oh, but look at the players I was playing with, Rashford, Garnacho, Bruno. You were playing with those same players last season, and you played well. So you can't then complain about those players. And the manager, in my opinion, we've got a better manager in Amorim than we did in Ten Hag. So you can't then complain, oh, the manager didn't really play me. He played nearly every single game.
Yeah, he's had game time.
He's had a lot of opportunities. Not like, let's say, I don't know, play like Elanga. Elanga did have some games here and there, but he wasn't starting week in, week out, regardless of how well he was playing. There's other players that I've left, and it's like, you know what, fair enough, I can understand your frustration. With Hojlund, I don't really hear the excuses. I feel like the form kind of just fell off, and he could never really find himself. I don't agree with him being completely out of the squad. I don't see what was the point in that. What message does that send to him? I think we all know though. Like,
the reason he's out of the squad, I think, is because you're going to have a strong bench today. You've got Mount, you've got Xerxes, you've got Ugarte, you've got Casemiro, you've got Manu. Like, why would you have Hojlund on there if you've got Sesko and Xerxes? All three of them aren't going to play. Only two of them will play.
It depends. I'll see who the bench is first.
But we also don't know how far down the line this deal with AC Milan is. It could be about protecting the asset.
Injuries.
Yeah. So, again, we just need a little bit more context to why these decisions are made. I don't think it's Amorim sending a message to Hojlund. I think that message was sent a long time ago. There's more to it. I don't think he's just randomly gone, right, I need to let you know it's time for you to leave. I think he knows that anyway.
Well, let's see who is going to be starting up front for Manchester United, speaking about the striker situation. Will Benjamin Sesko start? What do we think? Get in the chat. Will Benjamin Sesko start? I want a yes or a no. Very quickly.
Let's get a poll going.
Well, I've got multiple polls to run, Jordan. I've got other polls to come in. I want a yes or a no for the Sesko. I'm going to run a poll, if you want to get it going, is will Dalot start? I want that poll running, because everyone's just going to say yes to Sesko because everyone's excited. But will Dalot start is a serious poll that I want to get going up in the chat. See, the chat is literally like yes. Jordan, yes or no? Will Sesko start?
Unleash the beast. Do you know what? Right, I think back to Fergie days.
We never learned, do we?
I feel like I think back to Fergie days where Fergie would make a new signing, and beginning of the season, the excitement of like, is he going to start? Is he going to start? There is no better way. No, there's two ways actually. The best way to get that crowd up is a new signing or a youth player. Is a youth player going to start that we're all excited about, and he starts, everyone gets excited. A new signing, are they going to start? We all get excited. Full house against Arsenal, unleash the beast. I've said it twice.
Right. I agree. I think we should start him. I don't see why.
I do.
Unless there's a valid reason, like he's got a knock or something. Like you don't want to, you know what I mean? Unless there's like a valid reason why it wouldn't make any sense. Like if he's ready to play, if he's been training with the first team and fitness wise he's up to scratch, play him. It's not like we have anyone better anyway. You know what I mean? So let's play him and let's see what he can do. And at the end of the day, look, Arsenal are starting Gyökeres. You know, Arsenal are starting their new players. We've got to start our new players. We've got to put it on show what we've been able to do, what we've been able to bring in, and let him prove himself. I've never really been a fan of kind of waiting for or not giving new signings the opportunity to really get into the rhythm of things. I remember when we first brought in, I know he wasn't that good in it, but Van der Beek, and I remember Ten Hag waited like 10 games before he got a start or something like that. Ollie, yeah. He waited ages and ages before he gave him a start, and obviously it didn't end up being that good, but I just remember thinking like,
why have you brought someone in?
Why are you bringing him in? You're not just going to play him. Let him play. Like let's see how good he is.
Do you know what? It's also the unknown for Arsenal because there's no data, is there, for him? Like, so you throw him out there.
Arteta knows Sesko. Arteta knows Sesko.
But throw him out there, and these defenders are going to be like, this is like we've not played against him. So. Yeah, just start him.
It's a bit mad, isn't it? Because obviously everyone thought Gyökeres was going to go to United and everyone thought Sesko was going to go to Arsenal. So the tables have turned. Yeah. I'm hoping we've got the better player here. I'm really hoping it. But Arteta, he will know Sesko because I heard through speaking to multiple people that it was Arteta that was really pushing for Sesko and it was Berta, their sporting director, that was pushing for Gyökeres. So it'll be interesting, won't it, to see kind of how it does play out there, them versus each other. But I do want to cast your mind back to when we played Arsenal at Old Trafford, and I know the signing didn't work out, but Anthony literally signed like 2 days before. Ten Hag just started him and he scored, and he actually had a really good game. Sometimes a
one
player,
of his best games for us.
Sometimes a player, if you've got that buzz behind them, the crowd behind them, it's a huge adrenaline rush. It's a huge impact, and that can sway things. I'd start him as well. Just do it.
Do it.
But him starting raises other questions, because I've seen a chat come in as well about imagine not starting Ahmad in this game. Well,
I agree.
Don't want to name names, but someone here thinks he's not going to start Ahmad.
Yeah, I think because it's Arsenal, I just think he'll play a bit safer, and I think Dalot gives him a bit more defensive stability than Ahmad does. So I think it's not what I would do. I was asked what I think the starting level will be, and I think Dalot will start.
I can't see it happening at all. I think Ahmad started nearly every single pre-season game, pretty much. Last season, our best team was with Ahmad in that right wing back position. Yes, he probably won't start as a 10. I don't think that's even a conversation right now, to be fair. But if we're talking about specifically for that right wing back position, he's better than him. Like, it's not even a conversation of like, oh, defensively this or more offensively that. Ahmad is better than Dalot at right wing back. So why would we not play the player that's better? It doesn't make sense.
I think Ahmad will start. I don't know what position he'll start, but Ahmad doesn't have the season he had last year. play majority of pre-season games for him not to start Arsenal opening day. I think it would be a massive...
That would give me like flashbacks to Ten Hag times where he didn't play Ahmad for no reason.
It'd be a big kick in the teeth for him, I think. I think Ahmad absolutely plays, but this is my issue. I also think he goes with Dalot, so I'm like, how does that work?
That's my thing. I can't even drop in Dorgu.
Again, just to be clear to everybody in the chat, I do not want this to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if Amorim thinks Saka on that right wing, I'm going to play Dalot instead of Dorgu on the left side. Because Dalot's his boy, isn't he? He loves him.
He loves that. That's my point. I just
That's
can't.
a problem, though. To me, that's more of a problem with Amorim than Dalot. Like, I'd be more annoyed at Amorim than I would be with the fact that Dalot's starting, because Dalot's like, it's not up to the player who starts. He wants to play. You know what I mean? So you can't really get onto the player because they start. To me, if Amorim's playing him because he likes him more, that's a big problem, because why are we doing favourites and all this? Man United, it's not a local Sunday league team. This is Man United. You play the player you're supposed to play, not the one you're closest to. But secondly, if you're just playing Dalot in the arguably one of our biggest games of the season, it's the first game of the season. We're playing Arsenal, one of our biggest rivals. You should be playing your best team. Like, you should be playing a team that you would play in a Champions League final. You know what I mean? Like, this should be your, like, as of right now, this is the best 11 that I can put out there. If he truly believes that Dalot is in his best 11 over Ahmad, to me that's an issue. Because I've not seen Dalot put in better performances than Ahmad as right wing back. We've seen Ahmad literally score a hat-trick there from there and literally save us multiple times. So I don't see why or how he can look.
Right back's wild.
It's wild. It's a bit wild.
It's actually wild.
But I don't see how he can look at his starting 11 and say, you know what, in my best starting 11 that I need to put out, everyone's fit more or less. Obviously Martinez, whatever, but everyone's more or less fit. I want to play Dalot over Ahmad. That to me is an issue from what he's been able to see and from what he's been playing previously.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't think it's a question between Ahmad or Dalot. I think it's a question between Dorgu or Dalot.
Right.
But I might be wrong, but I think Dorgu has to play as well because he was so good in pre-season.
Pre-season Pirlo. He was that guy.
Let's see.
Pirlo's crazy.
He was balling out in America.
Just so we're aware of what the viewers think right now, 58% of you guys that are watching say yes, Dalot will start. So 58% if you think he will.
Over who though? I'd love to find out over who.
I don't think he should start. He's even worse at left wing back. Why would we play him in his worst position?
I agree with you. I'm just thinking what Amorim will do.
He's worse than Ahmad at right wing back, and he's even worse at left wing back.
I don't want him on the left
compared to Dorgu. Like that is even like. I'd rather, if anything, he plays at right wing back where he's a little bit better, but at left wing back we're asking him to do even more of a job. And Dorgu, I actually like Dorgu's. Like you said, maybe not pre-season Pirlo, but Dorgu is a good player at left wing back. And even I remember the end of last season, I'd swear, since he came in, there was questions around Dorgu as to like whether he was up to speed or like offensively, can he keep up with the Premier League or whatnot. And as the season got along and near the end of the season, a lot of people were like, oh, we got it wrong. Dorgu is actually the player that we need to bring in, and his work rate. In a game like this, Dorgu can play 120 minutes. Obviously, Premier League, so it's 90 minutes. But Dorgu can play a 120-minute game, and the last second of the game, he's sprinting for the whole pitch. That's the kind of work rate that he's got. That's the kind of engine that he's got in him. So, for me, it makes no sense to even drop a player like that. It doesn't even add up.
Also, it's like, instead of fearing the opposition, we're at Old Trafford, go and pin Saka back. Dorgu's getting forward really well at the moment. I mean, let's see. We've got some super chats in. I do as well. I mean,
Ricky hammers him.
I know. Well, he's hammered a few players that I'm not in agreement with at the moment. Ricky, he's on a yellow card for this game. I'm joking. Everyone in the chat, if you do think that Dalot's going to start, if you voted yes on the 58% poll, Jordan's asking you, who over? Let us know who over while I read these super chats out. Thabiso says, can someone please remind Mords that wing backs have both offensive and defensive responsibilities, and that Ahmad is only the best offensively?
What games he struggled defensively then?
There you go, you got a reply.
And also, what game of Dalot overachieved, not even overachieved, but just played well offensively? I don't see where his offensive game comes into it.
JB says, we use Ahmad if it's a lesser team, Dalot for a back five. Scott Page says, it's Old Trafford first game, let's go at them, play the best players. Ahmad starts for me, come on United. Casper says, do you think Mount has a shout to start today? Well, that is my next poll. You one step ahead of the game. The next poll is, will Mason Mount start today? Jordan's looking very confused, but I'm going to explain to you why it could be a possibility in a second.
Okay.
Abdul says, you expect Garner to play Cam? and make changes for striker. Are you having me on?
Ghana.
Ghana's. I'll be surprised if he's not sat there in the audience watching the Chelsea game right now. Jason Hanna says, I don't feel bad for Hojlund at all. He's had 2 seasons to prove himself. He hasn't, so it's time to go. Someone says, Joshua is not better. He's older, slower, and only works in a false 9 because he can hold off the ball better. Hojlund had 1 bad season. Disagree with you, but that's what the community is about. Jared Palmer says, Guna here, I think it'll be 50-50 kind of game. Both teams will need to adapt to their new signings. What's the chances that both Gyökeres and Sesko score? We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
I do not want to see that Gyökeres celebration at Old Trafford in a different shirt.
No.
I pictured this so much for us. I don't want to see it.
I want Sesko to score and then reenact it. Could you imagine in front of Arteta as well?
Oh my gosh.
Musi says, Hojlund is a Danish McTominay. No thanks. Will be worst Premier League midfielder import since David Klaassen. If he's the Danish Scott McTominay, it might be pretty decent then. Ballon d'Or contender, you know. And thank you everyone for all the chats that are coming in. We also have Abdi saying, will you judge Amorim first game after a proper pre-season games and many squad enforcements, or do you already trust the process? We're going to talk about Amorim in a little while once we've done the team. So thank you everybody for getting your comments in and let us know. A few people have said that they think Mbeumo might be on the bench. That's who they think Ahmad's going to play ahead of.
No.
Why?
No. Oh, no, that's painful. His delivery the other day was absolutely wild. He's got to start.
Yeah, I agree. Mbeumo has to start. He might
Especially
get
with
subbed.
Sesko, so strong in the air. That is going to be the relationship that we're going to thrive off this season.
I think he'll be subbed a little bit early just because obviously his fitness is still getting back up to it, but I do think he starts. Ornstein has just put out this. Andre Onana not involved for Manchester United against Arsenal. 29-year-old goalkeeper has only trained 3 times since recovering from his hamstring injury and working alone at Carrington today. Said to be in good physical shape but not ready. Also suggestions that Altay Bayındır starts in goal for Manchester United. So
I'd go Heaton.
Do you think it's a help or a hindrance?
Anyone else go Heaton?
I'm scared.
Is that outrageous? I'd go Heaton.
It's not outrageous. I'd flip a coin, to be fair. Yeah, honestly. We have Sudan saying Sesko or Gyökeres, who will score the brace. Sesko, obviously. And JB Sihar says, who are your 2 centre mid picks, Ugarte and Mainoo for me? Great question. So, we'll come to that. First of all, the reason why Mount might be in contention is because against Fiorentina, I think he was arguably man of the match. He played really well against Everton as well, and then and Amorim started him against Fiorentina. Do you still not think there's a chance?
So I'm going to put Mount into the Shaw bracket. How many times do you want your fingers burnt before you learn not to play with fire? If we've got other players that are fit, we need to be relying on those players. Like, you want to give them as many minutes to grow into the season as possible. We haven't got as many games, so you want to play your best 11, your most reliable 11. And yeah, when Mount has been fit, he's looked good, okay, but he hasn't set the world alight. And I just feel like we've gone and signed 2 amazing number 10s, play them.
But what if he doesn't start Sesko and starts Mount false 9 the same way he did against Fiorentina?
But again, I can't see why he wouldn't start Sesko.
And if he doesn't start Sesko, I would picture Dalot going in right wing back and Ahmad moving into the 10s with Mbeumo and Cunha. That's what I'd picture. It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be
guys?
interesting. Do you know what? It's nice that he's got decisions to make, because for far too long we were like, we're scrambling here. We you know, who's he going to play in these positions in a formation that is alien to a lot of these players? He's now got options. Yeah. It will be interesting to see what this starting 11 is like today. But he has got to make the right decisions, and for me, the right decision would be to start Sesko. If Sesko can only give you 60 minutes, let's get 60 minutes out of him.
Yeah. As much as I like Mount, and you know I like him, I think he's a good player when he's fit and in shape. Yeah. I would actually bring him off the bench today, like 70th minute. Yeah. That's what I would do. So midfield pairing, which was the super chat put in. Also, someone's come back to you, Mordzs on your Ahmad thing. We have United One saying, Mords, relax with the narrative. Ahmad doesn't have good defensive positioning, so because nothing crazy happens when Dallo plays, it's a problem. Nothing
crazy?
Yeah.
Look, I just think he's just a better player than him. Like, I've seen better performances. If you take Ahmad's best right wing back performance, it's better than Dallo's best wing back performance. That's what I'm going to say.
I agree with you. I think Ahmad is better.
He's just a better player. Yeah.
In a back five system where you're playing 3 centre backs, I like my wing backs to have a good offensive.
Didn't Amorim say you'd rather wingers as wing backs anyway?
Yeah.
So
it's up to the centre backs to push into midfield and the midfield to be able to do a good job in there. Speaking of which, it was JB who asked, who are your 2 centre mid picks? Ugarte and Manu for me. Who are yours, Mords, centre mid picks?
No, it's tough. It actually is tough because, if we're being honest, no one is solidified. Yeah. You can say Bruno is solidified only because he might not play in the 10. But if we're being honest, really and truly, he'd probably rather want to play in that 10 anyway. So if we're going off what I think is going to happen, I think it'll be Bruno and probably Ugarte, probably next to him. But I personally think our best midfield pairing is Manu and Ugarte. That's where I think the best 2 are. But even then, I still don't think that's perfect. I still think we should bring in another player to be a starter in that position.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think, did anybody hear Amorim's comments after the embargo bit when they were asking him questions about Bruno's position and him saying that Bruno had the most shots from a deeper position and whatnot? So there is absolutely no doubt that he's starting there. Like, he's my captain and he's had the most shots. He needs to nail that position down.
I also, did you see where he said in training Bruno needs to stick in one position?
Yeah.
That hinted to me that he's been working on his positional discipline a bit.
Yeah, I do, yeah. And that's what I'm saying, he needs to nail that position down because he's basically saying to him, that is where you're going to play for me. So he will play there, and now we just need to find someone that complements him the best. And I think Ugarte probably is that because I think he's just a bit more mobile than Casemiro. This is what I was saying to you in the WhatsApp group. I worry about Manu because I just don't see where the manager's going to put him into this system, unfortunately. And it's, in a year, 2 years' time, Bruno may move on and then Manu will get a position. But is Manu going to want to sit down for 2 years? 2 years prime of his career. That's my concern for him. I just don't see where the manager sees him in this system. We were talking about Manu's like one of our best midfielders. He's press resistant. He can see a pass and whatnot. And like we know how good he can be, but I just don't think the manager is convinced with him. I think
that you've got to remember that Manu is only 20. I think this season he might struggle a bit for minutes. But I think Amorim does have a plan with him. I had Ben Jacobs on the show the other day and he said apparently Amorim's really pushing to keep Manu and he does really like him. But he's mentioned a few times in interviews, you've got to remember how young he is. But also, I'm like, if you do really like someone, you play him. Yeah, like, Yoro's young and he's playing every game.
Heaven gets minutes.
So...
But just on that, he is young, but this is his 3rd season. He broke through two seasons ago. So it's not like he's only dipped his toe in. He went from playing a lot of games, playing for England and whatnot. From his point of view, is he going to want to sit down for 2 seasons and wait for Bruno to leave? I just don't know.
Bruno might go next year though. He might. I think if Bruno goes in the summer next year, I think Manu then takes over his role. But it's difficult.
I said before that. I can't remember what show it was, but in that midfield, because we don't actually have a strong enough midfield pairing that is 2 players that really complement each other and are both at the level that we want them to. Right now, all we're looking for is a player who can complement Bruno. That's what we're looking for right now. We're just looking for who can you can highlight. Not highlight, but you can kind of bring out Bruno's strengths and also kind of hide his weaknesses as much as he can. You can cover the amount of ground that Bruno's not covering, or you can cover the positions that Bruno's not covering, but also who allows Bruno to get more on the ball and do what he needs to do. But the reality is, in my opinion, as great as Bruno is, are we at the point where we're trying to build a team around him? Is that the point that we're at right now? Maybe 3-4 years ago we were at that point, but right now, I mean, like Beth said, he might not even be here next year. He might not be here in 2 years, so we shouldn't really be looking for the best player to complement Bruno. We should be looking for the 2 best players that complement each other and that position. I don't think we have that right now. I don't think we have 2 players who complement each other the best, but are also at the level of, you know, elite players that are gonna be able to play in that midfield too. Either we're gonna bring in somebody who can do that, or we try and build up the players that we already have to get to that level.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with you. We are trying to find someone to complement Bruno. From the manager's comments last night, that position is Bruno's. But the decision was made to build the team around Bruno when we decided to not sell him for 100 million, and then we went and signed 2 number 10s. That was it. The team, the midfield then had to be built around Bruno. Otherwise, they would have sold him for 100 million.
But Labour and Manu potentially next year? Let's see. I mean, what did you say you think the midfield pairing is going to be?
I think it'll be Ugarte and Bruno.
I think it will be as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Casemiro, but I think he'll go Ugarte.
We're all in agreement on that?
Yes, that's what I think it'll be. What do you guys think it'll be? The panel is unanimous saying that they think it's going to be Ugarte and Bruno. Let us know your thoughts. My brother's just WhatsApped me and he said, why is no one talking about the fact, can Manu and Bruno not play together? The 2 best footballers, they should be playing together. He said McAllister and Szoboszlai did it for Liverpool. But they got cut open a little bit without Gravenberch there.
It seems like that. I'm trying to think of a game right now off the top of my head that they played together. I can't think of one right now, but from looking at both of their attributes, it does kind of feel like there will be a lot of space in that midfield because Bruno isn't as what's the term? Like, he's not disciplined in terms of his positioning, and also Manu isn't necessarily the quickest player on the pitch, and he's not the most physical player. So it does feel like there will be times where Manu might be isolated. Yeah. And we're just going to get running through the midfield. Yeah. That's what, from basing it off the attributes, so it doesn't seem like that partnership would work. You need somebody like Ugarte in there, but better. And that's what Belieber is. Someone that's selfless, workhorse, covers the entire pitch, has an engine on him, and at the moment, Bruno and Manu are not really that. So we will get overrun in midfield by 10 to 12 teams at least. Yeah.
Iqbal said Bruno and Manu will get dog walked.
Yeah, that is it. Actually. You know, the foundations of every team is 2 good central midfielders. Some have 3. We have
most have 3.
What?
I agree.
Most. Yeah.
I agree. And when I looked at Liverpool's starting 11 on Friday, they're playing a back 4, right? Not a back 5, a back 4, and they've got Frimpong, who basically played right wing for 2 seasons, and Kirkes, who's very forward thinking as well. And then they've got a midfield 3 of Szoboszlai and McAllister. None of them, at first thought, is defensive minded. And then you've got a front 3 of Gakpo, Ekitike and Salah, who are all attack minded as well. Don't get me wrong, they all work hard. But I'm like, we're playing with 3 centre backs. I don't think you could rule it completely out. Although I do think you saw the consequences of not having Gravenberch in there, because Semenyo multiple times just walked through their midfield. And I think that's something that Slot probably is going to have to think about over the course of the season. You could tell they are a bit more open playing that way. But it's interesting that everyone says, oh no, you can't play Bruno and Manu. Other teams across the league who aren't even playing with a back 3 or a back 5 are, just playing their best midfielders in the middle of the pitch.
I think the reality is with United compared to like a Liverpool or City and Arsenal is, with them teams, I mean, most teams across world football play possession-based football. That is the football that kind of wins now, if we're being honest. And the reality is with those teams, they're going to have possession for 60-70% of the game. Yeah. When you've got the ball most of the time, you can dictate what's happening. It makes sense for you to have more attack-minded players because you're going to have the ball for most of the game. And when you do lose the ball, those teams are amazing at winning the ball back in the first 10 seconds, first 20 seconds. So for a team like Liverpool, they might have more attack-minded players, but that's because they've got the ball for most of the game. And when they lose it, Frimpong's not sitting on the touchline on the other side of the pitch. He's sprinting back. He's got that. Because they've had the ball for so long, they've got the energy now to be able to work back and win the ball back as quickly as possible. The difference with United is we're not the best at playing football and keeping the ball for a long period of time. Yeah. Even though Manu might be good at it or Bruno might be good at it or whatever, I mean, Bruno's good at keeping the ball, but the reality is he doesn't even want to keep the ball for that long. He's trying to find a pass. He's trying to, play it in, and that ends up in us, eventually probably losing the ball quicker than we probably wanted to. But that's why we're gonna need to have a bit more of a defensive team, because we're gonna need to, we don't need to get the ball back or getting into that chase a game for long periods of time. We might not have 70% possession where we've just got the ball at our feet. So it's a bit different to like the other teams out there, the Arsenal, the Liverpools, etc.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see kind of what happens with that and how that develops, how Amorim deals with it by the fact we're probably not going to bring a midfielder in now, which we know behind the scenes he was desperately pushing for. Like, he's been calling up Sir Jim. I read Jacob said it on the show. He's been calling up Sir Jim saying, go and get me a midfielder, go and get Belieber, go and make a splash. Brighton have said he's just not for sale. It's interesting because we know he wants one, but I think he's going to have to deal with what he's got. The spine of the team's so important. We've got the striker now, but the midfield and the goalkeeper still is a little bit suspect, which is going to, I think, will come back to haunt us this season. Massively.
We've, like, you know, you speak to a lot of people and they go on about how amazing this transfer window's been for us. It hasn't been amazing, guys. It really hasn't. A lot of the problem, I'm going to neg you guys out now. Like,
don't do that.
I'm going to neg you guys out. First day of the season, I'm going to neg you guys out. But I'm going to be really honest. A lot of the problems that we had last year, we haven't addressed. We're going to have a lot of the same problems. The hope is that we will score a lot more goals, so we're not going to be in the same positions that we were in, and we will, some of the draws or some of the 1-0 losses, we'll be able to turn them around. But the goalkeeper is going to cause you the same problems. The midfield's going to get overrun. Like, we do have issues, and it's not late to go out and address those. If we go and sign a goalkeeper now, there are goalkeepers available. There must be a second, third choice central midfielder that we can go and have a look at. We need to make those signings.
I agree, though. I do, and I agree in the sense that we haven't addressed every single problem, but I don't think it's even realistic to address every problem in one window. Like, I don't think it's that realistic. The problems that we had were so big, we would need to go and make 7, 8 signings in one window.
Did we need to go and sign 2 number 10s? I don't think we needed to sign 2. I don't think we did.
I think we did, only because they're not. I feel like they're versatile 10s. So I feel like even if we didn't get Sesko, we still have, just in case, we still have someone like Cunha who could play as a striker. Even Mbeumo could probably, he said it himself that he could go and play a striker if he wanted to. But I think those 2 players, the problem that we had was we had to rely on Bruno for creativity in a lot of games. And in terms of goals, we literally had no one. Rashford's obviously now gone. Garnacho's obviously now gone. Anthony's now gone. Hojlund's looking like he's going to be going. Xerxes got injured last season, so that could happen again. We needed to reinforce our attack desperately. So I think 2 10s. And because I think 2 10s were super important, and also you have to kind of look at the players you want and realistically when can you get them. We don't know if Mbeumo could have went to another team next season. Cunha could have gone to another team next season. You have to bring them in now.
I agree.
You can't wait for too long.
For Belieber. Go and pay the money. What
I want us to bring in Belieber as well.
But we're in the same position. Everyone's going, we'll just get him next year. We ain't getting him next year. There will be teams better than us that will come in for him next year. Our best shot of signing Belieber is now. Go and pay over the odds and get him now.
Brighton won't sell him, though. If you're saying, if Brighton is sat there and saying he's not for sale, what do you actually do?
Because why is he not for sale? Because they want to open up a bidding war next summer. So ultimately, there's a price that they want for him.
Yeah, but
so you can get him.
Do you think United should be dropping 120 million?
Absolutely.
I love Belieber, but 120 million is huge money. That's what it takes to
you look at all the best teams. They've got a midfielder in their team worth 100 million.
He's right.
I've got to say, as much as I really do want to sign Belieber, and I wish we could do both, I do agree with Mord's point about both Mbeumo and Cunha. I think they were both needed.
That's fine if it means we've got money to go and sign a midfielder. Otherwise, we should have prioritised. We should have the whole spine.
Do you think a 6 or the whatever you want to call it, the 6 is more important than the 10?
We've got the lineup coming in a second, guys.
2 10s.
Yeah.
I would have done the spine of the team. Goalkeeper, midfielder, striker, a 10, and then went for the other 10.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'd have done. So if we run out of time, we still would have signed enough. But now we're like, right, we're top heavy, and I look at my midfield and I think we're gonna have problems. And goalkeeper, mate, I have nightmares about Onana this season again already.
Yeah, I agree.
We will sit on forums and look at each other and go, why didn't he do something about it? We know it's going to happen. The guy's cost us Champions League football 2 years in a row.
Yes.
In different ways. So we're sat here now saying, should we start heating or buying it? But we're going, but we signed 2 really good number 10s.
The lineup's out.
Is it out?
The lineup is out, guys.
Give it to me.
I'm going to read it out for you. I knew I should have gone with my gut. Mason Mount is starting.
No way.
Wow.
Yep. Sesko is on the bench. Okay, let's get into it. So, from back to front, we have Altay Bayındır in goal for Manchester United. You have a back three of Lenny Yoro, Matthias de Ligt and Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
You then have Diogo Dalot and Patrick Dorgu as your wing backs. Your two midfielders are Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes. Your two tens are Brian Mbeumo and Mason Mount, and then Cunha up front. So Ahmad is not in the starting 11. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Jordan, you were right.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah. I predict these things.
I had a niggling feeling. Rob McCormack, you in the chat, I had a niggling feeling Mount would start, that's why I kept saying it.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I seen Dalot. Dalot's his guy. It's his guy. It's his countryman. It's his guy.
That's horrible.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's his guy.
What I will say is, if we win, fair enough. I'll hold my hand up and say I was wrong. I was wrong. If we win and we play good, I was wrong. But if we lose, I'm on to
you coming for him?
I'm on to him. I'm on to him every single game.
One?
Yes. Because look, like I said in it, we don't know in it because I don't see what they're like in training. We've only seen pre-season, so there might be something in training that just makes sense.
So harsh on Ahmad, man.
But
That's
that's
so
mad.
hard.
I don't know how you couldn't see it. I just looked at Arsenal and thought, yeah, he's going to go defensive.
Rob McCormack's in the room. He said, wasn't sure why people thought Mount wouldn't play. He's the biggest Mount fan and he said he was going to start today and he's right.
No, but is that just because Sesko's not starting?
Yeah.
I
think so.
I don't think it's a case of Mount starting because he wants him to play over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more of a case.
The Ahmad decision is a decision.
Yeah,
just
the Ahmad one's more of a.
Yeah.
One thing I want to tell you guys though is just to keep in the forefront of your minds. He started him in the Europa League final. Every time he's been fit and available, he's looked to try and fit him in somewhere.
I know, but we've signed 3 new forwards
He speaks
since
extremely
then.
highly of him, probably because he gets injured a lot though.
Yeah, which is like I said, how many times are you going to have your fingers burnt? If there's players fit and available, like if Sesko was fit and he chose not to start Sesko and started Mount, then he's a lunatic. But obviously Sesko just isn't ready. I don't think as a long-term plan, Mount is going to be in one of those 3 positions. Whereas Ahmad, Dalot, he's looked at their strengths and gone, I think for this game, Dalot's a better option.
Do you want to know the bench?
Go
on.
So the bench is Tom Heaton, Fredrickson, Aidan Heaven, Harry Maguire, Kobbie Mainoo, Manuel Ugarte, Ahmad, Sesko and Xerxes. Please tell me where there's room for Hojlund on that bench, because there's not.
Yeah, I hear it. No, I agree. Yeah, I
So you've got on the bench, we've got 5 subs, and this is the difference now that I'm excited about. You're playing Arsenal, right? And if you stay in the game, I feel like Ricky, if you stay in the game, you've got a subs bench of Xerxes, Sesko, Ahmad, Mainoo. You know, you've got Maguire for his aerial threat to come on, Ugarte to shore things up. You know, you've got some good options on there.
Has he started the right options though?
He's obviously got a game plan.
Yeah.
Wowzer.
Yeah. Wow.
Wowzer. Get your thoughts in the chat.
Pretty speechless, yeah.
I know.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't think anyone could predict the 11, but I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I am actually I'm mainly shocked that Ahmad's not playing. I think that is such a kick in the teeth after he's been our best player for a long time.
I genuinely feel like, I know people are going to say it's because he prefers this guy, but I still feel like Amorim's figuring out his team. Like, I still feel like he doesn't know who his best players will be in the best games when they're all together. Because one thing you have to remember is last season, there was loads of injuries. I mean, people talk about the final. Xerxes just came back for that final, so realistically, he might have even started that game. Who else? I mean, Mount had already been injured for most of the season. He only just came back for a few games before that. Ahmad was injured for a while before the final. He only just came back for just before that game. There were so many injuries that season. I don't think Amorim really got the time to have his best 11 play every single week for a good period of time. So I feel like now he has the majority. I mean, even still, Mazraoui's not available. Yeah. Martinez's not available. I don't know what his starting 3 centre-backs will be with those 2 players available. I don't know. I couldn't tell you confidently. So I still feel like he's in a position where he's like, is Dalot better at right wing back? Is Ahmad better at right wing back? Is Luke Shaw, our best centre back, is, you know, would Lenny Euro be better there? And you know what I mean? Or even in the 10s, would Mount be better than Cunha or Mbumo or Bruno better? I still feel like he's still trying to figure out what combinations and partnerships work the best, which I don't know. We can't really blame him. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to figure it out at one point. But hopefully, I want to see the same regular players starting week in, week out.
I've just seen the Arsenal lineup and I'm scared for my life. Do you want to know the Arsenal lineup?
How's that 3-1 looking now?
It gives me a snatch and grab feel about it, his lineup. I think he's going to use the bench. I think he's going to try and stay in the game for as long as possible and then use the bench to try and go and win it. But
first game of the season, stay in the game.
Oh. That's the feeling I have about it. Well, you've got to give a bit of respect to Arsenal in the starting 11 and the fact that they have been towards the top of the table the last 2 seasons and we've just come 15th. Like, you do have to kind of respect that.
Look at the games we played against them.
Okay, well, this is the 11. It is Raya in goal for them. They've got White, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, Gyökeres.
Decent team, man.
That midfield, Zubimendi, Rice and Odegaard, is strong.
And we've got who? Casemiro and Bruno.
Casemiro and Bruno.
We're gonna get ran for it.
I think Ugarte is needed in that midfield, personally.
Do you know the only hope is it's beginning of the season and Casemiro will have his legs?
Does that make a difference?
Yeah, because at least he might be a bit more. We play them November and he's already played X number of minutes. He's that good.
His best games came at the end of last season. Like he didn't come at the start.
One thing I will say is you've got the Bruno versus Odegaard player comparison. Everyone's saying, is it Bruno, is it Odegaard? I have stood firm, even through Bruno's worst times and Odegaard's best times, that Bruno is the best player.
He showed it in the last time we played him at Old Trafford. He scored a free kick.
And I think he's going to turn up again. Just to kind of do a little player comparison, goals/assists per 90, 0.62 for Bruno, 0.43 for Odegaard. Shots per 90, Bruno has way more though, 2.76 to 1.73. Key passes per 90, 2.9 for Bruno, 2.3 for Odegaard. Progressive passes per 90, 9.7 for Bruno, 9.1 for Odegaard. Passes per 90, 51 for Bruno, 46 for Odegaard. Defensive actions, and this is why I think Bruno is a more well-rounded midfielder, 3.14 for Bruno and 1 for Odegaard. So it's going to be a good battle between them two as well. The only thing is Odegaard has Zubimendi and Rice backing him up. Yeah. Bruno has unks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be disrespectful to Casemiro. He's been amazing throughout his career, but he shouldn't be starting for us opening game of the season in 2025. Just shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think has he gone too defensive? Some of our better players are on the bench.
Well,
look, this whole we should play defensive and just hope that Arsenal don't score, and then eventually we're gonna bring on Sesko and just hope that Sesko changes the game. Is that even realistic? Like, is what proof do we have that works? The last times we played Arsenal was the FA Cup that we beat them in on penalties, and we drew. Was it 1-1 or something like that? Was it 1-1? That's last time we played them. We didn't just set up and think, let's just hope Arsenal don't score on them. There's the times where, even when we played in the start of the season, was it the Garnacho when he just missed, he scored, but it was offside?
Oh, I still don't believe that was offside.
It was millimetres. But that game, we didn't just sit back.
And we should have had a pen, I think. Gabriel
we actually played against them. No, we actually tried to go and win that game, and we should have, probably did end up winning the game 2-1 or whatever it was. But this whole let's just hope that Arsenal are a better team, so let's just hope that they don't score and we can just defend for the whole game. And to me, that's so negative-minded. How's that going to lead you to progressing throughout the season?
I've gone.
I was just going to say, Ricky has won the bet Mordzs. Shaw starting opening game of the season. Do you remember that one?
Crazy.
Do you remember that one? I think it was the end of last season for him.
Yeah.
And Ricky said Shaw will start opening game of the season, I guarantee. And I think me and you were both like, he won't do, and he's starting. I told you the manager thinks he's class, like Ricky.
No, but is that okay? Let me ask you a question though. Is Ricky? He's watching, right?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to message him.
Ask him. Does he think he would start if all of our centre backs were fit, into the Mazraoui and Martinez?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask him. Yeah.
If everyone was fit,
Ricky thinks that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even need.
It's just
I don't even need to ask him. Ricky will think that.
All he's done is sent me a picture of a pool. I love it. I actually love it. Got so many super chats coming in
lineup.
as we speak. I mean, my next topic was to talk about Amorim, so I think it kind of guides into it really, really well. I've also been sent some Omar Barada quotes that I'll get through, so I'll tee you guys up. I'll have a look through, see what to bring in. But let's get in some of your guys' comments. They're flying in. The team has caused a big stir. Yeah. We also have just over 17,000 people watching right now, so
great.
Thank you, everyone. Smash a like on the video, share it around. This is the place to be to build up to Manchester United against Arsenal. We have super chats from Adrian C. Amorim playing a back six with Casemiro in the team, shockingly defensive at home. Oyama says 3 seasons in a row, opening game, no striker, crazy. Saint Blanco says it's going to be very unpleasant Premier League welcome for Vicky Gyökeres, courtesy of my guy Matthias de Ligt. Ricky must be over the moon with Shaw. Peter Jones says, we just have to get in an energetic midfielder, throw 130 mil at Belieber if we have to. I don't care. Get somebody in that midfield. Just a big no, we can't.
It's not my money.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying.
Noah Kane says, Mason Mount has to be a teacher's pet. Anthony Tracy says, fearful lineup, firepower on the bench for the rescue job. I'm not mad about Mount starting, to be fair. JB says, no striker, 3 centre mids with Mount, Bruno, Casemiro to match Arsenal. Cunha and Mbeumo pairing 210s. Interesting. We can win this, to be honest. That's a positive super chat there. That's kind of pulled me around a little bit. Anthony Jory says, we come back down to earth. We are getting pumped. Anil says, Ugarte plus Mainu gives more control compared to Bruno and Casemiro. Hope Bruno gets subbed if he plays bad instead of sacrificing somebody else. Sanil says, same tactics as Europa League final by Amorim. Barney said, this man is trying to sack himself, I swear. Just play the striker you signed for 80 million. Billy Welch says, it's amazing that a 30-year-old guy training in a new position is keeping guys like Mainu and Ahmad on the bench. 30-year-old guy. He's been like one of the best midfielders in the Premier League and United's best player for the last few years. Come on. So let's show a bit of respect there. Jason Hanna says the bench is better than the starting lineup. Yeah. Robert McCormack says Mount starts every single big game. Mario Salinas says Amorim is all the bad choices for Erik ten Hag and Louis van Gaal. Bad formation, stubborn, plays out of their natural position and talks too much. Wow, okay. Guys, just let's calm down. We've not actually played a minute yet. It might go really well. Like, obviously people can have comments on the starting 11 and it probably isn't the same starting 11 that we'd all pick. Yeah. But let's wait until it plays to actually go fully in on it. And Jordan, I'll just move to you now. It's interesting really because I'm thinking back to the big games and every big game Mount's been fit for, he has played. He played in that Etihad one. I know he came off injured where we won 2-1. He started that one. He started against Arsenal in the Cup.
Which one of them was he man of the match?
Well, yeah. Well, that's a good question, isn't it?
Okay. So, for me, look, that I don't want to neg anyone out, but that starting 11's horrible, man.
It's not horrible.
It
horrible
is, man. No, we've left all the firepower on the bench.
Who would you have changed then?
Sesko should start.
But that's obviously
and you've got Xerxes on the bench. Like, you're not starting with a striker.
No, but that's obviously not based on Sesko being good enough, though. That's obviously based on fitness, though.
Yeah, but if you've got 2 players that can only give you 45 minutes, start one of them. Start a striker and play Cunha in his best position. But the games that Cunha's played as a number 9, I've not looked at one of them and gone, yeah, he can do something. We've signed him to be a 10. Play him in the 10. Ahmad, again, just because I said about I knew he would do this, I don't think it's right. Ahmad should be playing. He's one of our best players. He is a game changer. So he's just not helping. He's just not helping himself. And yeah, we'll probably go on beat him 3-0 now. But I want us to be attacking. I want us to be on the front foot. We're at home. It's the first game of the season. All the optimism of all summer, and then we've left all the firepower on the bench.
But also, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. From Amorim's point of view, you also don't want to be out of the game within 20 minutes because you've gone 2 attacking and Arsenal have punished you.
But do you really think we're going to be out of the game because Ahmad starts over Dalot? Is that
no.
Not you personally, but like I know that the mentality is that if we play Dalot, he's going to keep us in the game defensively. I don't think Dalot is that good defensively that it's going to be like night and day between Arsenal scoring and Arsenal not scoring. It's not going to be like that is the on and off switch between if Arsenal get a goal or not. I don't think that's the difference. That's the main difference. The way I look at it is going forward, and this is why I agree with what John is saying, is if we want to play in a more attacking style. If we want to be on the front foot, why are we kind of just sacrificing this game just because we're playing Arsenal? Should we not be starting up the season the way we want to go forward? Or are we going to wait till next week to start properly?
Well, there's a lot of discourse around the manager Ruben Amorim right now. I think there's a lot of support for him, but I think a few people are now questioning this lineup before it's even played. Relax, guys. Chill out. But Sky Sports ran a poll of all Premier League fans and asked, who do you think the first manager sacked will be? Ruben Amorim actually won the vote with 13%, just closely behind him with Keith Andrews with 12 and Scott Parker with 11, Daniel Farke with 11, Graham Potter with 11. But Ruben Amorim won that vote as first manager to be sacked. First and foremost, do you guys agree with that or not?
It's just because you see.
No, it's because it's easy to take shots at people at the top, isn't it? So I don't think he helps himself. And with that starting 11, I don't think he's helping himself. But no, he's not a favourite to be sacked.
Hated, adored, never ignored. I do think it's because, like Harry Maguire said in his recent interview, everyone just wants to get on United's back. Who isn't a United fan?
Yeah.
Amorim, he's got a lot to prove this season with some money invested into him. Of course, last season was nowhere near good enough, but he was kind of thrown into an absolute mess. Let's see what he's got. I think let's not get too angry before a ball's even been kicked. I understand everyone's got their opinions. But, Mordzs, you were actually speaking to some Manchester United fans outside Old Trafford about their thoughts on Ruben Amorim, so let's bring that in now.
In terms of the manager, Ruben Amorim, I mean, last season wasn't the best season, but this year he's kind of got a bit to prove. He's got a couple of players in, and we've seen a bit better football in terms of pre-season. How are you feeling about the manager? Are you confident? Is he the guy to stick with United?
Yeah, he's definitely the guy. There's no doubt about that. He's the only person that will say it as it is. Yeah. Every other manager has always gone underneath Glazer's form and said what they wanted to say and stuff like that, but he says it how it is. I don't know. I think his style of play, it was. They didn't really think it would work in the Premier League, but I think it might work in the Premier League this year.
Well, I think swapping and changing managers is no good anyway. I think you've got to give a manager time. Like if you brought in a whole new attacking line, it might just click just like that if you're lucky. But I feel like you've got to give players time to gel and stuff like that. And obviously, completely different formation as well with the three at the back. It's like it takes players time to adapt to all of that. I think we've got to give him some time. Like just see how it goes this season. Yeah. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. If we do, then it's a bonus sort of thing. But we just want to see an improvement from last season.
I trust him. I think he's sticking to what he thinks is best for the club. So you just got to just give him the season and see how he goes. But I trust him, man.
I reckon he needs a good start because pressure will build on him. But I think that he's got it. I think put some trust in him, trust the process, as they say. Yeah. And I reckon this season we'll see the fruition of it.
Well, Amorim deserves a chance. He's signing players now, new attacking and Mbeumo, Cunha and Sesko. So if it were, he deserves a chance for it to work out with the new attackers. But if it doesn't work out, it's going to be questioning Amorim.
It is.
OK, everyone, that was fans outside Old Trafford thoughts on Ruben Amorim. A lot of positivity in there, Mordzs.
Before the 11.
That was before the 11 was announced. It was, but I thought we needed to bring back some positivity, and it was a perfectly timed clip, if you ask me. And
it was before the 11, that's all I'm saying.
During that clip, Mr. Ricky, who we're missing dearly, has sent me a little voice note, and I've not yet opened it, but he has sent me.
Does he know you're going to play it online?
He's put, Bruno can't lace Odegaard's boots. And it was Mordzs saying he showed it last season when he scored a free kick. And then you read some stats out. It's a team game and how you fit in to your team. And the teammates are far more important. Look at these stats. And then he sent me the Premier League table from last season with United in 15th. And then he sent me a voice note that I've not yet read out or even listened to. And he put, let me know if it sets the internet on fire.
Come on, then you're going to have to play it.
So I'm going to have to play it, aren't I?
Yeah.
Right, it's coming now. Wait, one sec. Okay, here we go.
I told you all last week, Beth. Shaw's the best player we've got. The manager the other week said he's a world-class player. My understanding of a world-class player is a player who's good enough to play for any team. Doesn't have to be better than everybody else's players, but he has to be good enough, like Liverpool, when they're the champions of the Premier League, are arguably the best team in the world right now. Don't tell me Luke Shaw isn't at least as good as Kirkes or Robertson. He's at least as good. So yeah, Luke Shaw is easily the best we've got, and Martinez is nowhere near him. And what's the other one? Mazraoui. Mazraoui will be a challenger for Yoro's place on the right, I reckon.
So that's the answer to your question. What? You can't really argue with the. I think he. I don't know. I think when Luke Shaw's at his best, he can challenge for most teams in the left back position.
I know, but can he stay fit?
How long are we going to say that for?
I want to move on from it.
At one point, did we just say, okay, it's done now? Are we going to say the same thing about Pogba? He's best.
Pogba's not still at the club, though, is he?
No, I mean in general, though. Like, we're going to keep talking about 2021, like when players were at their best, or what 2020? When was his best season? Like 2022? Could we say at stretch, which is three going on 4 years now? Like. We can't just keep, just not 4 years, 3 years or 2-3 years, whatever. We can't just keep going on about, but when or if or maybe or hopefully or what. No, we kind of just need players that are going to do that now 100%. You know what I mean? And also disagree that he'll get into the best teams of the world. I don't think he would either.
Well,
wow.
The comments are still going absolutely nuts. You guys get your opinions in. It is the community. Goldbridge has tweeted, Ahmad dropped for Dallo, Casemiro and Mount Star all predicted. Makes sense to go defensive and counter. So
we're back to Ollie days, yeah?
You guys are not happy with it. You want to be on the front foot straight away. You want it now. He's kind of brought a different perspective there. We've got Javier Hernandez saying there is no I in team, but there is an I in pie. There is an I in meat pie. The anagram of meat is team. I don't know what he's talking about. That's it. No idea if there's some sort of message in there. I'm completely lost. Ghostly Encounter says, not going to lie, Beth, this lineup is shocking. Why is Cass in midfield? Get Ugarte in there and Sesko in. What is with Shaw? We are losing this game. Kev says, got Mount and Cunha the wrong way round. Robert says, if we sack another manager again and not give him time, I swear we deserve our own downfall. We need to stop this. It has killed us time after time. I agree with that. We need to stick with one project. Mika Simmons says, people need to relax. Sesko hasn't even played a pre-season game for United yet. People just expect miracles. Evan P says, it's one lineup. Breathe, everyone. Jace Muller says, I can see a lot of our games having a lot of goals. If our attack modes well, then we can bang goals in. But with our midfield, we will concede a lot.
Sesko did play the other day, though, didn't he? He played
behind closed doors,
yeah.
Against under 21s.
I know, but he has played a game.
Doesn't count.
He's played football.
He's training.
He's 22. He's played football. He's on the bench. He can play.
Jordan wants to unleash the beast.
Unleash.
But how good would this be? Say it's like 1-1, right? And then Sesko comes on it like the 70th minute and then he scores the winner.
Fairy tales.
Okay. But what if we're already 3-0 down?
Don't say that. Don't say it. Robert McCormack said Beth knows, probably just because of my Mount thing. Tiak says Bruno and Mount have pictures of Amorim. It's the only explanation. Is that what he's trying to say? Tahil said, I told Mords we win 8-2 and now I'm stressed.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't winning 8-2. I'm the most optimistic, but no way it's 8-2.
Imagine it. You know what, yeah, fair enough. Like I said, I'd hold my hand up and say I was wrong if you actually going to win.
And Mario, I've done that one. Thank you everyone for all the chats coming in. Joseph says, another super chat not read out. I'll go and try and find it, but I've read every single one that has popped up on my screen so far. Kev1382 says Sesko should start and glad Onana has been dropped.
Yeah,
did you want to come in with then, Jordan?
Yeah, he hasn't been dropped. Now you've seen the 11, are you changing your prediction on scores? Start with you, Beth, because you went wild optimistic.
Well, I've not read out my prediction yet.
Have you not?
No, I'm trying to find Joseph Finch.
When have I heard of them?
Okay.
On the Instagram thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Joseph, I've just found your super chat. I'm very, very sorry. Thank you very much, because there is a slight cluster right at the top that I've not done. So I'll just do them quickly now. We have Class of 99 saying, glad we're cutting our losses on Hojlund. 4 goals last season after all them games. Not good enough. Xerxes more than enough coverage for that position. You have United Nick saying, on the wing-back situation, nowadays it's wingers or full-backs playing. What happened to right and left midfielders like Beckham and Giggs? Jason Hanna says, building around Bruno is a huge mistake and Amorim will get sacked for it. Christine C says, Onana needs to be replaced. Sesko will fly for United. Simply Red says, midfield is a concern. If he doesn't play Kone, if he doesn't play Kone, he will play. Ewan says, Amorim's had a reputation for preferring to press high. Do you think he starts more cautious today, especially as first game of the season? Obviously, he has done. Now the lineup's come out. Gambit says Martinez has the ability to play as a 6. It should be a consideration. Well, he's not yet fit, but that's something that fans have often had a theory about, and it's not quite happened. JB says, not really. Look at Crystal Palace playing Chelsea right now. If we can be playing the same like Crystal Palace now with 3 new attackers, we can win the counter-attack. Sean Ellie says, how on earth can Man United beat Arsenal today? I don't see it. Joseph Finch says, Jordan is right. Mount's injuries have turned him into the least talented number 7 I can ever remember. Worse than Alexis Sanchez. I don't agree with that one.
Oh, savage. Even I know that's savage. That's harsh.
Was terrible for us.
That's harsh. But yeah, I just, it's the hope that kills you. I want him to do well. I want him. But
I'd so much rather have a player that has the right attitude, right mentality, and works super hard and wants to be here than somebody who came for a payday and wants to get out as soon as they join.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in the Alexis Sanchez bracket. That's brutal. But I think it's just based on shirt numbers. If that's where he's going with that one. But yeah.
Sudan Hanshu says, what will the scoreline be according to you all? And take my name properly. I've tried to say it as best as I can. Sudan Hanshu, thank you very much. We'll bring in the score predictions in a second. We've all done ours. Scott Page says, need to start Mbumo, can whip him them for the 6'5" lad Sesko. I don't want to see Cunha as the 9. It takes away from his game. Let's see who does play up front. It's going to be either Cunha or Mbumo. I'm pretty sure. I think it might be Cunha. Enchanted Angel says, Hojlund should go to Ajax and learn from Uncle Wout. Abdul says, Season 2 was hard for Hojlund because Garnacho was greedy in the cam. No. Dalot isn't a wing-back. Dorgu is new and young. The system is too for creative players. Interestingly, that you've kind of pointed out there that Hojlund was... I do think Garnacho was pretty selfish there. I do think Dalot maybe wasn't his best last season, and Dorgu only came in midway through and needed time to adjust. But we've talked about that. Let's put it behind us now. And Joseph Finch says, Shaun of the Dead reference, epic meat pie team. If you get it, you get it. If you get it, you get it.
You've lost all of us. You've lost us.
Yeah.
I would like to hear, and I think we'll get some quotes in soon, what Amorim says about his lineup.
Yeah. The main thing for me is just Ahmed and Dalot. That's just what Casemiro thing, I kind of thought it would be him or Ugarte.
Yeah, it's a flick of a coin, those two, I think.
Flip of a coin. The Sesko thing I can understand fitness-wise. It's not because he's not rated or anything like that. Other than that, it's like, what's the other real big change? You say Mount starting, but I mean, like you said, Mount has started, in bigger games, and so I just want to know, in that Dalot and Ahmad thing, what is the reasoning? Is it defensive duties? He thinks that Dalot can hold off, who playing on the left, Martinelli? Thinks it will hold off Martinelli better than Ahmad will, or is it a case of he just thinks he's a better player? I don't know. So,
well, this is interesting that I've just seen. Ruben Amorim started both Shaw and Mount in the Europa League final versus Tottenham, and both selected in the opening match versus Arsenal. I mean,
we didn't play good.
Yeah, I know the fans aren't a big fan of them too because of their injuries, but the manager clearly likes them. So that's something we've got to think about. Are they going to be really part of the team in big games moving forward? One to watch anyway. Go on.
I was going to say, it doesn't make sense even. To me, when I look at those two games, it's just very different circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, that final was, like, we didn't have Mbumo and Cunha, so that'll make a big difference. And two, like I said, we had a bunch of injuries. I think Xerxes would have started that game if he continued to play. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he would have started over Mount, but he would have started, I think, maybe as a striker or whatever it is. So there would have been a big difference. And the Luke Shaw thing, genuinely, I just don't know. Because I think he had a bad game. Ricky seems to think he was the best player on the pitch in that game, so I don't know.
Well, let's see how they perform today. Let's get the score predictions in, and then we'll do players to watch. So, score prediction.
Can't change it now.
Go on, Beth.
I've actually put a bet on.
Go on. Go on. Enlighten us.
This was before the lineup came out. I've gone 3-1 United. I'm a glass half full kind of girl. Kill me, sue me, I like to be positive. I manifest things. Like, I've gone 3-1 United at home opening day.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. Jordan, what's yours?
Mine's 1-1. And that was before I seen this lineup. It's the hope that kills you. Yeah. 1-1, and I think that is a good result. That's a good start to the season against an established Arsenal team.
Mords?
I've gone, I went 2-1. To be fair, I still think we can win. Like, I don't actually think, I know like the chat is going crazy, everyone thinks like it's the end of the world, like we're going to get destroyed, but like I said, we played Arsenal before, and the thing with United, which everyone can admit and nobody can really deny, is we somehow just turn up in these big games. Like, even if we're at our worst, we turn up. We just pull up for no reason. On our day, we just kind of just pull up, and it's like, wow, like who is this team? And then next week we're going to lose to Burnley, whoever our next game is. You know what I mean? So one thing at United is we can go and win any game if we actually turn up and we play well. So it's not against the rounds of us actually going and winning this game. So I'm still going to keep my prediction 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, well, you got to stick with it once you put it down on paper. Everyone's calling me delusional. Fairs. The thing is, I was bantering Jordan before, saying why he's being negative.
Yeah. But comes at you real quick, doesn't it?
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. We have Man UFC 1 saying Mount shouldn't even be in the reserves. I think that's harsh.
Yeah, listen, guys, like, I don't want to turn this into like any kind of narrative against one individual player or whatever. It is a team game. I actually like Mount. I just feel like the same with Shaw. You can't rely on these players for long periods, and that we should be looking to move forward and build without them. That's just where I'm at.
But also, it's the manager that's picking them, and I think the fact that Sesko isn't starting just shows we're not actually ready for the season to begin. And as much as I think Sesko, Cunha and Mbeumo are all good signings, you have actually got to look at it and think the recruitment team should have got a striker in earlier, so we were ready for the opening day to play a striker.
But they've obviously signed the players when the money's been coming in.
Yeah.
If it's signed in and around shirts being sold and different sponsors being announced and whatever, they just robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, so yeah, and we're the ones who suffer because these players have come in late and the manager hasn't had long enough to work with them.
Well, Amorim has said on his front three today, Sesko changed his life in 1 week, so we tried to choose the best team to start, and during the game we will see.
What's that got to do with it?
What does that even mean?
I think he's basically saying he's had a lot on within the space of a week. It's basically we didn't sign him in time.
Yeah, but you say he's not fit. Don't say he's changed his life in terms of he's moved countries and he's had to adapt to the weather and whatever else. That's not a reason not to start him.
Anthony Tracy says we need...
That's terrible. Go out and own it and just say he's not ready.
Life's changed in a week.
Anthony Tracy said we needed a 9, not 10s. Ahmad Bruno Mount are all 10s. Yeah, but Mount is injury prone, so you can't rely on him, to be fair. Vaidvav Chawla says we need to be realistic, guys. United are not magically going to play at the level Arsenal or City are. All you need to look for is much improved gameplay from United. Top 6 should be our target. It's sad to say that as a United fan, but at the same time, you are coming from 15th, so I understand where you're coming from. Stuart Walker says, sorry, can't get behind the team selection, and it isn't the first time he's pulled some silly lineup this way. Sesko and Ahmad should be in the team. Mario Rossi says, seeing the 7 on Mount is depressing. Don't be... Come on, guys. He's starting. Get behind. I know some people might have opinions, right? Some people might have opinions on certain players, but Mason Mount is our number 7 and he's starting in our opening league game of the season. Let's get behind him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Amorim's picked him at the end of the day. David 33 says Ahmad shouldn't be on the pitch as a wing back, and he's like our other wingers, can't pass or defend. And Mbeumo should be the wing back. Castillo over Ugarte is ridiculous. Wow. Don't agree at all.
Who should be the wing back?
Mbeumo, he's saying.
Is it Mbeumo or who? Is it Mbeumo or somebody else?
Yeah.
Let me try and get it back. It said Mbeumo should be the wing back. That's just all it says.
Right.
But yeah, Lowe says Martinelli's going to punish you guys. Ndiba says burning out old parts before putting in the new parts. Let's see how we get on. And of course, you are all entitled to your opinions. Of course you are. Get them in the chat, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling. And we've got over 19,000, nearly 20,000 people watching.
That's huge.
Please smash a like on the video. We're currently on 2.5k likes. We would love 3k likes before we hand over to Mr. Goldbridge at 3 o'clock. So the countdown is
4
on.
o'clock.
Pardon?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock. Thank you, Jordan.
You're welcome.
The countdown is on, so it's time to do our players to watch. Jordan, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, well, both of mine are now Let me give you a different one. I'm going to go with Cunha. I think I haven't been overly impressed with him in pre-season, mainly because I think he's been asked to play in a position that is not necessarily his own. But I also feel he's the type of player that plays to intensity. So in a game like Arsenal, where there's something on the actual line, I feel like he plays with that fire. So I feel like we're going to have a bit more out of him today than we would in a friendly game. So yeah, I'm going to go with Cunha today as my player to watch.
Mark?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick two just because my player again wasn't. It's Sesko. He's not starting.
Yeah.
So the first player I'm gonna say it's gonna have to be Dalot for the obvious reasons. I just didn't think he'll start. So he's probably the biggest surprise for me. And I want to see what he's gonna do both ways. Dalot could. To be fair, he has been our player of the season not too long ago. So it's not like it's out of his capability to be a good player for us. And I don't think it's been the best season that he's had last season, so I'm hoping that this year he can actually come and do something good for us. If he is going to be, it's looking like he's going to be our starting right wing back over Ahmed. So I hope if that is the case that he is going to play well. So Dalot one, and the second one I'm going to go for. I'm going to have to go for Luke Shaw. Just because. Ricky watch. Me and Ricky always go back and forth, and he's always like, "You're not watching him. You're not watching him." So I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch him today. I'm gonna see what he does." And the thing is, with defenders, I think we're gonna have a difficult game just because Arsenal naturally hold the ball a lot anyway. But sometimes they can go quiet, and you might not even realise what they're even doing. You know what I mean? Because the game could be very one-sided. You know what I mean? Or it could be very the opposition might not be attacking as much, so the defenders might not have to do as much. But I think Arsenal are going to give us a good game, and they're going to be especially on that left-hand side. Well, for them on that right-hand side for Saka, they're going to be attacking a lot. They're going to be attacking a lot on that side. So I really want to see how well Luke Shaw does. And I mean, Ricky always says he makes it simple. He keeps the game simple. So I want to see how simple he makes the game.
Okay, let's see. I think there are good shouts from you guys. My player to watch was Mbeumo. Can't believe anyone doubted he was going to start. There was a few people that didn't think he was going to, but I think last season he was just absolutely terrific for Brentford, and he's been in the Premier League now for a couple of seasons. He knows what he's doing. I think he's going to make this United team a lot better. Some of the delivery that we've already seen from him, his crosses, his set pieces. I think we've been missing just somebody with that creativity but can also hold the ball, keep the ball, and he's intelligent in the final third. So mine's Mbeumo. I just wish it was Sesko in the box on the end of that delivery. Because obviously Cunha is not a natural number 9. He can play there. So that's the only issue I have. But I think Mbeumo, today's the day he's going to, I think he's going to start lighting it up.
Yeah.
I hope so. I think Dorgu as well is someone I want to see if he can carry his pre-season form into the season. He's got a big task on his hands against Saka. Saka's brilliant player, obviously. So yeah, let's see what we can do.
But they haven't been great in pre-season. We've not really spoken about that.
Yeah, I know. But
I know, because I'm trying to take some level of positivity into this. Like, they haven't been amazing. So let's just see. We might catch him early, catch him cold. So
the Duke says.
Probably not, but.
I like the glass half full.
I'm trying, Beth.
You're trying.
You're teaching me.
I am. The Duke says, Garnacho last season was selfish, had Dorgu looking like he was a mistake, no ball to Hojlund really getting the rough treatment. Miles Doherty says, welcome to the United Stand Members Club, thank you very much. He also has said, as much as I'd love to see Sesko start, he's a young player, and we've seen how harsh our fan base can be with these kind of players who need time to develop. However, I did want to see Cunha at 10. Vish Panchal says, we've got to trust the process. Casemiro will show you guys why he's starting. It's game one, too much negativity. Let's back the boys. Island Boy says, don't want to see Casemiro breakdancing, tackling, and Arsenal midfield asking, what are you doing, mate? Still backing Amorim and hope I am wrong about Cassie. We also have another quote coming in on Amorim, from Amorim on his team selection. He said, it's not only about the players who start. We have to think how we finish the game as well. We need strong options to change the game, and we definitely have the players to do that. That's trying to make the players you've kind of dropped feel special.
Yeah. I know, but I want to win the game. I don't want to have to win it from the bench. It's nice to have options, but I do feel like we could have been, given the fact that's the first game of the season, we're at home, I feel like we could have just been a bit more attacking and a bit more confident.
Here's one for you. Do you trust the back three of De Ligt, Yoro and Shaw to keep Gyökeres quiet?
Yeah.
That's not a problem for me, to be honest.
Oh, the Mordzs don't.
That's the back three I would have picked. With what's fit, that's the back three I would have picked.
The one thing I'll throw out there, I'm going to get pelters, but is Arsenal are great off set pieces. They're really good in the air. They have the likes of Gabriel, the Saliba. You've got Rice. You've got big players in there. I think Maguire defending them set pieces could have been helpful. But De Ligt's also pretty good in the air as well.
De Ligt's good in the air, Casemiro's good in the air, Sesko's good in the air. You've got a couple of players there.
Sesko's not starting though.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting.
The one thing I would point out, maybe that's another reason why he's gone Dalot over Ahmad for a bit of height. But Ahmad is actually usually quite good in the air. The one thing I would point out as well is I absolutely would have started Yoro. I think he's fantastic. But one thing I noticed in that Fiorentina game is early on in the game, he missed a few headers that he should have got. He needs to be on top form in terms of aerially. Sometimes he misjudges it a bit. In the opposition box, he was getting close. He was nearly scoring. But just defensively, just got to be on point today because Arsenal are going to be dominant in the box. For sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. Get your comments in. Few people pointing out how Gyökeres isn't that strong in the air. I think he scored a header for him though, didn't he?
Yeah,
it's funny because everyone was saying he's not that strong in the air, and then he scored a header for him pre-season. So we've got to be on to that. Ash G says, yes guys, great to have the season back. Sesko miss is palatable because he's playing up with Hojlund is like playing with 10 men, so we should be better. Yish Yell says Mount is the number 9 today. Notori says Mount is the striker again to lead the press. That is one of his strengths. Ian Tracy said, I would have started Ahmad, but I think Amorim didn't want to risk starting both Sesko and Mbeumo fitness-wise. Mbeumo will probably come off for Sesko. It's an interesting shout. Braden Hearn, thank you for your super chat as well. Henry T says Mount needs to perform today for us to get a result, and I'll be watching him closely. Got a lot of emphasis on Mason Mount in today's show. It is a big game, especially when you think, Hojlund's basically being forced out after 2 years of not performing.
Yeah.
Mason Mount's shown glimpses. He's been injured a lot, but he has to have a good season.
But it's not even just that. It's look at that bench. How many players could have played in that 10 position that Mount has took that position over? So yeah, he's got to deliver today.
I also think if I'm Ugarte and I'm not getting in, and Casemiro, who we know that Amorim does want to move on when his wage is up, is starting ahead of me. Okay, he's got that experience, but Ugarte's meant to be Amorim's guy from Sporting.
I sold him. It's not necessarily Amorim's guy.
Yeah,
I don't think he is Amorim's guy.
It's big money though for them at that time from PSG. I just think we need Ugarte to have a big season, but is he even going to be in contention when Casemiro's starting ahead of him?
To be clear, us going and signing Belieber is Amorim saying to Ugarte, you're not my guy. He wouldn't have got game time if we signed Belieber. So I think that was a message to him anyway. So
interesting, very interesting stuff. Gustavo says Chelsea just drew, so let's at least get a draw out of this game. That's a question for you. Would you guys take a draw?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that with so much like.
What? Yeah.
We're definitely the underdogs. Like, we're not supposed to be. Like, they finished
16th. They finished. 15th.
See, this is what I mean. You guys saying we're definitely the underdogs. Yeah, I'd definitely take a draw. But then before, you're like, the lineup's too defensive. We need to be going for it at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
I would take a draw.
I'd take a draw. Yeah, but it don't mean you go and try and win it.
Yeah, what I want and what I'll take is two different things. I want us to go and win, but if we get a draw, fair enough. Like.
Yeah, if I'm on that fan forum later, we got a point. Listen. That's all right.
But also, it depends on what that point looks like.
But I'll take it any shape. I'll take it.
If we're like just horrible and we just get a Bruno 96-minute penalty and it's like,
take it.
I'll still take it because that's a point. A point is a point. But it will still raise questions next week. You know what I mean? We're still gonna be like, okay.
I'll worry about next week. Just get me through Arsenal. These Arsenal fans are horrible.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I will take the point anyway.
Right. No, I hear it.
Would you guys take a point? Get in the comments down below. Cendric says Timu Pep couldn't score against Palace. In other news, Palace look like a series side this season. Who's Timo Pep?
Chelsea
Enzo
manager.
Maresca. Yeah, they've just drawn 0-0, and apparently I've not watched it because I was doing countdown to kickoff with you guys. Apparently Crystal Palace were robbed a little bit on VAR. So I'd be interested to see that back on the highlights later on. Everyone in the chat saying, of course, I'd take a draw. Maybe I'm just too optimistic.
You would take a draw as well?
No, I would take a draw, but I want to go out and win.
Yeah, we all want to win.
Of course.
But would you take a draw?
Yeah.
First game of the season, I'll take a draw.
Kristin says, it'll be interesting to see the headlines tomorrow when Sesko scores the winner. Arteta's dream becomes his nightmares. And on that note, we'll hand over to Mr. Goldbridge. Thank you so much to everyone who has been smashing in the super chats. Crazy amount of super chats today. We appreciate you guys. What a show. So many different comments, so many different opinions. Thank you for everyone for smashing the like button as well. Make sure you do that before you head over to Goldbridge's watch along. Got nearly 21,000 people watching. Incredible numbers.
Huge.
So thank you for that. Jordan, you'll be back for the forum.
Back for the forum, and thank you for all the nice comments. Amazing to be back with you guys.
And Mordzs, let's hope the game plan works out.
Yeah,
A little Ahmad winner off the bench maybe. Let's see.
Hopefully. That'll be sick, to be fair.
Let's see. And on that note, what should we get the chat to go and send in to Goldbridge for the watch along?
Money Mount.
Money Mount. Money Mace, Money Mount. Go over to Goldbridge's watch along and get in the chat with Money Mount, Money Mace, whatever you want to do. And we'll see you guys on the fans forum. Come on, United.
Come on, United.